This Thursday, September 11th, the families who lost loved ones on that terrible day stood in Lower Manhattan and read the names of those who fell aloud. It was a public ritual of mourning and remembrance, a yearly public ritual. And I imagine some of you, as did I, had the opportunity to hear their voices on the radio. Slow, sad, sometimes monotonous, sometimes full of emotion. Who knows if, when those names were read last year, they sounded different or the same? And who knows when they're read next year if they'll sound the same? We bring the emotions and experiences of the moment to these repetitive rituals that we perform. It's the way we are as human beings. And we probably would never ask ourselves why those relatives bother reading the names over and over again every year. We wouldn't need to ask that question because we all understand the fixed ritual and tribute means something to everyone. We are connected to and by the act of remembrance, whether the words are being spoken directly as they apply to us or not. I think that we, as a Jewish community, might be in a unique position to understand this ritual because it is the basis for the way that we pray every day. Yes, we recite names for Kaddish, an act of ritual remembrance for which I know many in this chapel have come. But it's even more than Kaddish. If we look at the prayer books in our laps, we find that our entire liturgy is constructed around the idea that intentional recitation of prayers is a powerful act in itself. We combine fixed words, whether Kaddish or Shema or Lecha Dodi or Mi Sheberach, with a unique set of experiences and emotions within and around us at that moment. When we're in immediate mourning, Kaddish means one thing. And when a friend is in mourning next to us, Kaddish means something different. Saying Shema with our children at night is one thing and in one tone, and declaring it when our Jewish family is under attack all over the world is a different thing. But when we or a loved one are ill, Mi Sheberach is a lifeline. And when we're not, it is a reminder not to forget those who are in need. The Jewish approach to prayer is not to change the words with the needs of the moment. Rather, it is to bring the needs of the moment to the fixed prayer, finding within that meeting of something eternal and something new a spark of discovery, a deeper meaning, a voice that we never heard within those words before. This week's Torah portion is full of prescribed words. It's famous for it. This parashah describes how the Israelite is to approach the high priest when he comes to offer his first fruits, and that he is to say specifically, I declare that this day belongs to Adonai, our God, that I have come to the land which the Lord swore to our fathers to give us. And then the Torah goes on to assign more lines to that Israelite, including these familiar words from our Passover Seder. Arami Oved Avi, an Aramean sought to destroy my father, and he went down to Egypt and sojourned there and was small in number, and there he became a great, mighty, and numerous nation. The Torah continues, not with a general comment that the Israelite should think about his life and retell the story of his people, but rather with a specific script, including words and even movements. Can we imagine that Israelite year after year saying those same words and how each year might be different? In a year when the crops came easily, the Israelite might be filled with tremendous gratitude and celebration as he said his line, so easy is it to part with those fruits. If he is afraid for his livelihood, his lines might be coming from a more meditative, prayerful, fearful place as he parts with his first fruits. The ritual repetition demonstrated in the Torah this week teaches us three important things about our tradition's view of life. One, that we all need and benefit from routine. Routine and ritual are comforting to us, and they give us a port in a storm, a grounding in a world that moves too fast, and a north star when we are adrift. Even if we don't always connect to the words, they are a handle when we're falling. And second, that only by returning to the same words and actions each year can we truly see change in ourselves. It's as if we are children being measured with that pencil line on the wall year after year. You don't know that you grew until you see how much taller you are than last year's line. And third, that committing to a ritual that is shared by a community, whether it's saying the Shema together or the blast of the shofar we'll hear in only a few days, it is a chance to link our lives together, to take in all our intentions, experiences, needs, and gifts together and unite them for the sake of one another. We become one when we share a script. We become actors in a play, and we become a family, and we come closer to the one when we share a script. And this brings me back to the broken voices of mourning relatives in this year's recitation of the victims' names of September 11th, 2001. Each year, when that name of their loved one escapes their lips, it is a chance to make a pilgrimage to that spot in space and time and be close to the past, and yes, to their pain, but also to the presence of their loved one. Each year, it is a chance to recommit themselves to being a living legacy to the one we don't have anymore, to measure growth and progress, and to find motivation and strength to move forward. And each year when this day comes, because of the shared public text that we have, we too can be guided and inspired, because a shared text brings everyone together. Sometimes we may come into this chapel inspired already. Sometimes we may come in mourning, sometimes tired, sometimes energized, sometimes with dread, sometimes with excitement. But when we unite, prayer book in our laps, the same words on each of our lips, it is a chance to remember that we are all connected in our searching. And just for that one moment, we are all a part of one another. That is what it means to pray as a Jew. And that is why this is our shared text. And it is the substance of our lives together when we join here. I wish each of you a Shana Tova U'Metuka, a sweet and good new year, full of words and experiences that unite us as a congregation and a family and a people. Shabbat Shalom.